Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to another episode of Hoeing Talks. You're joined by me, Scott, Jamie, and Aaron. Lads, how are we?
I'm good,
Not
man.
too
How are you?
bad.
I'm still not particularly well, but soldiering on.
Or am I?
That
Yeah,
time
neither am I.
Anyway, I can talk now. I couldn't do it this morning. But right, Aston Villa at home to Nottingham Forest for the first game, 2026, 12:30 kickoff Saturday. All about a reaction, really, from the Arsenal defeat. Looking ahead to it, Jamie, what are we expecting?
Well, I'd like to think another 3 points. Obviously, Forest aren't the same Forest they were last year. Obviously, they have Dangerman, obviously, like you were saying, as I came on about Gibbs White, which is the obvious one. I thought Igor Jesus has kind of gone under the radar. I think if you look at Brazilian forwards, I think that a lot has been put on the Brentford striker, but I feel like Thiago, but I feel like Igor Jesus is probably a step ahead of him, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I think Hutchinson as well wasn't the best signing to start with. I feel like he weren't really putting up the performances, but obviously he got his goal against City, which I think on the bounce as well is quite hard to. It's easier said than done. But I mean, it's for me, it should be another 3 points. You'd like to think.
Yeah, Azzy, what are you expecting from it?
A reaction from obviously the Arsenal game. Forest started on the best of runs at the moment. I think they've lost their last three, is it? In total?
Yeah, they've lost 3 in a row in the league: Everton, City, and Fulham.
Yeah, so in two of them games, you would think in Dyche would want to get some points from. So yeah, they're not coming to us to the best of form. Obviously, we just lost our first game in a while, so expect a reaction. I'm me personally expecting 3 points from the game.
Yeah, I think the Everton game that they lost in the week would have probably been a bit of a setback for them. They were at home as well, I think. So not the best of results. They currently sit 17th. They've lost 11, won 5 and drawn 3, and have 18 points.
Who predicted at the start of the season Forest to be 16th, 17th? I can't remember.
I think it was Ava.
Who said it?
Me.
Still a long way to go. I think you touched on it. They're obviously not the same team as they were last year, but they still have a lot of threatening players.
Yeah.
I think you're right about the striker. He's quite mobile, causes teams a lot of problems. Excuse me. Gibbs White is a big problem. I still think he's one of the best 10s in the league. Do you think, from a Villa point of view, how will we be lining up?
Go on, as you can say this one.
Obviously, I expect Cash and Kamara to come in back into the starting 11, and McGinn probably to come back in. I'd rather see Sancho starting instead of Buendia though. So for me, I'll bring Cash in obviously for Bogard. Kamara, I'll actually bring him in for Tillemans. I don't think he's been great last few weeks. I think Anana and Kamara holding with McGinn coming in for Buendia personally.
That's if Onana's fit. Obviously, we don't know what the crack is with Onana. I mean, if his Onana's fit, then you'll play him, especially from set pieces. Obviously, because Dyche is known for his set pieces. Plus, obviously, you got Murillo and Milenkovic at the back. So if Onana's fit, I'll play him. But obviously, if he's not fit, you'd imagine Booba will probably slot in for him. But obviously, I don't think Unai's done the press conference yet. I don't think so. Obviously, we don't know what the injury news is. But yeah, for me, I'd have Cash, a lot similar to what you said, as Cash for Bogard. Again, depending if Torres is fit, he might come in. You just don't know. But Maatsen, I'd like to see play. But yeah, I don't think he will change too much. You can say about Sancho and Buendia. Again, you'd imagine McGinn would come in, but I don't think it will be, no more than 4 changes. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Emery's that sort of manager really. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see come 11:15 on the on Saturday.
Yeah, I can't. Is Cash and Kamara both back?
Yeah, it's only a one game.
Yeah, so they would both come back, I think, won't they? And I'd be shocked if McGinn didn't start. Our next game, we've got Palace in the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, McGinn has only played 45 minutes, didn't he, against Arsenal, so you need to come back in. I think Sancho will probably keep his place, personally. He'll probably keep his place. Maybe a start for Marlon up with Ollie, just to do something slightly different.
No, I don't think so. So it would be Cash and Kamara coming back in, maybe like Jay said, Maatson potentially coming back in for Digney. But yeah, I think he'd keep Ollie up there.
Ollie will start. I'm saying, would he play both of them together?
I don't think he will, no.
Yeah, I'm not sure he will. I'm not sure if it's the right game, but I'm just thinking, is he going to be looking for a reaction, making a couple of big calls? Yeah, I don't know. Would you expect any of the youngsters that come on to start, Jay? I know you're a big fan of Hemmings.
Nah, I wouldn't think so. No, I mean, I like the youngsters coming through, and obviously Hemmings as well. Being I'm a big mar of him, but I don't see any of them obviously coming in to start. I'd like for them to be on the matchday squad. Obviously, we're going to touch on Alysson a bit later, but obviously he's going to come in. You got the two suspended lads coming back in. We don't know what the crack is with both Ty and Pau Torres. So if they're coming back in as well, maybe those two youngsters might get pushed back out. I'm not sure. We have been having a couple goalies on the bench, so obviously one of them will drop out. But I'd like to see Hemmings, especially if Onana's injured. I'd like to see Hemmings playing. Obviously, Jimo Aloba, from what people say, him and it's that Ben Broggio. People are saying them two are the best ones out of the academy at the minute. So I'm all for youngsters coming in and getting minutes. You can see the other night against Arsenal, the game was done. It's a good experience for them playing against probably the best team in the world. Away from home in their cup final, the way they've been celebrating about it. So big coming on in that sort of game. I feel do both Jimo Aloba and Hemmings the world of good.
Yeah, we've obviously touched on Hemmings before, but I actually thought both of them did right when they come on. And listen, the game's over, but Hemmings looks very comfortable, both feet. So yeah, time will tell for him. Garcia, I know obviously he got a few minutes, but do you expect him to stay in the squad? Because we're not really seeing much of him this season at all, have we?
Yeah, I didn't really. I know it's a difficult game to come on for, but for me, it's my personal opinion, he's not a Premier League player at the moment. I'd be trying to get him out on loan in the January window to give him some first team experience personally. I also don't think he's a sort of Emery sort of player either. He plays completely different to Cash. All Garcia wants to do, I know it's quite exciting for the fans, is get down the wing and get a crossing. But obviously Emery likes to bring the ball back, play back to the defenders and switch it to the other side. So I'd like to see him go out on loan personally.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the thing is with Garcia, I could see him going out on loan, but then also I think we said in the last video, as the one me and you done, that he hasn't had a solid, like, it's not like he's had a good 7-8 months of being injury free. He came in January, but I think he started he started 7 out of the first 9 games he was involved in. And then obviously I know he picked up the injury in pre-season. It's just broken up. Do you know what I mean? It's because I was quite excited by him last year. Even like I remember the game, I think it was home to Forest, where we got 2 early goals. I think we won 2-1. I think it was Rodgers and Marlon. I thought he was really good, just exciting. He gets it down both feet. Like I said, it's exciting for us fans. You can see there is rawness in his game, especially defensively. I can't remember who he was up against Arsenal on the other night, but he was squared up to someone, and like the way he was defending, I was like, that's not how. It's not how you think a Premier League right back would defend. So I can see where you're coming from with that. But maybe it might be the case of nurturing him in house rather than sending him out on loan. It's end of the day, whatever Emery does, I think all the fans are going to back him. If he sends him out, then you can understand it. But maybe he's looking at obviously Onana. and Barkley are injured quite a lot. Booba, every single season he's had with us, he's always gone out for a period of injury. So will he get rid of Garcia if he knows Bogar's going to be covering mainly for the midfielder role? I'm not sure, but only time will tell.
I think Jury's still out on Garcia. I don't think there was a lot of difference between him and Nedeljkovic. Personally, Nedeljkovic didn't stick around, but there's definitely potential there with him. I think this game is a must-win after the Arsenal result. One in terms of reaction, but we're obviously filming this. Leeds have just held Liverpool, so we've got a 6-point gap still back from them. They're currently 4th. Chelsea obviously got rid of Maresca today. He's left on mutual terms, or whatever happens there. Is it a must-win, or is it too early to say that? And we just need to not lose.
I don't think it's a must-win game. I'd like to see a solid performance for the 90 minutes rather than like one half being good, the other half being average. But must-win game, I reckon. No, our thing for this season is to try and qualify the Champions League at the end of the day. I think, isn't it? So must-win, not at this stage. No.
Jay, what do you think?
Initially, I was saying, obviously, what as he says makes sense, and I've always been on that side of the fence as well, being like, it's not must win because we lose. We depend on how other teams go. Like minimum, we're going to have a 3-point lead. So on the team below us, obviously, and then even more, a greater lead on the teams below them, below Liverpool. But I've been in that mindset for so long, and maybe that's what. Not even Villa fans as a whole, but maybe that might have just been Villa problem. Like, okay, yeah, this isn't a must win because we have X amount of games left, or maybe we have to look at it from a standpoint of if you wanted to win silverware, every game's a must win. Do you know what I mean? So obviously we went on this relentless run. I think it was 8 Premier League games out of the 11, or was it 9 Premier League games out of the 11 we won? And it was all those games we've done, and we still weren't top of the table. You look at Man City and Arsenal, they put, obviously, I know 11 game stretch is not all the time, not every season, but, they put on 6, 7, 8 game winning runs all the time. That they'll put 3, 4 on the bounce, get a point away at United, for example, and then put another 3, 4 wins together. But it's just the norm. Maybe we have to be in that mindset. If we can, say, for example, we win, which we should do against Forest, and then we've got Palace, which usually would be a situation like, okay, yeah, we'll take a point. Well, maybe we should be in the mindset of, well, no, why don't we go then? Why don't we win? Do you know? That's the mindset I'm kind of on. I don't know if it's because I've had a taste of this whole title race bollocks, but which I never believed anyway. But maybe it's because that is the level you have to be at. Maybe it's kind of changed my thought process. But how Villa fans work, if we put in a bad performance on Saturday and we don't come away with 3 points, obviously Villa fans ain't going to, kick up a fuss, but there's fans like it. Like, there's fans still in the ground now that can't understand the way we play football. When we're playing it round at the back, they're like, just hook it. They're panicking. It'll be the same thing if we drop points on Saturday. It'll be, okay, we're just going to bottle it again.
I think what you just said spot on, because
Thank you.
No, I do, because I think if you want to go to the next level, then look at Arsenal after we beat them. They've won, 5, 6 in a row? And they haven't
6 in a row.
Churned it out. And all of a sudden they've got another 15, 18 points on the board. So I think if you want to go to that next level, and we're not quite at the Forest, at City and Arsenal yet, but if you want to push yourselves, you've got to, when you have a step back, you've got to react and then put another run together, a 4-5 win. So I think what you've said is spot on.
Scotty, sorry to cut you up. The season where we finished Champions League, we finished 4th.
Yeah.
We played Liverpool and we drew 3-3. The Duran came off the bench, the brace.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think it was a Tielemans got the first one. That Liverpool team, they were comfortably 3rd. They weren't, they had like 2 or 3 games to spare, and they wouldn't have been able to change position because they're too far cut adrift of Arsenal and City. But they were so far ahead of us as well. And it's like, if we could be in that position, which we are in right now, but if we can carry this and you get to mid to late April and we're looking above us saying, okay, there's an 8-point gap to the two teams at the top, but there's also a 6 or 7 point gap to the team in fourth, plus we'll get the fifth space for the coefficient, which is likely to happen. That is such a good space to be in, because then when you're playing the likes of a Forest at home, or you're playing a Fulham at home, or a Burnley away, you could play a Bogard. You could play, if Torres comes back in, you could play a Lindelof. You could switch the left back over. You could put Marlon instead of Volley, because you've got a big game in the Europa League. You've got a semi-final, second leg, and you can prioritise that, or you can prioritise an FA Cup final, and that's going to happen on the weekend because you have room for movement. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be in a position we're in right now, and then in come April time, it's squandered and we're scratching for Europe. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to be in that position. So that's why in my head, games like Saturday, it's like last season and the season before. We always struggled against results against the teams we should have been beaten. It was the first one comes to mind is Ipswich at home and away. I know the away game we didn't play too well, but the home game we were all over them. And they're down to 10 men, and we drew both games. We got 2 points out of them, and they got relegated. You know, you turn them into wins. That's 4 points. You know, that's the idea that I'm getting at.
Yeah, I think you're right. You need to open up the gap and just keep being consistent and keep winning games. And if you go with 5 games to go, 8-point gap, then you're laughing, really. But the other bit of news today is that Villa confirmed the signing of Alysson from Gremio, 19 years old, winger, played 34 games, 1 goal. I'm not sure that too many people know too much about him, but I think the fee's about 9-10 million. Just quick thoughts on it, both of you?
Yeah, I like the signing from what I've seen of him. So, like you said, don't know too much about him. But me and Jamie sort of spoke about it in the Arsenal review. It's quite exciting that we're going for these sort of players now, rather than going. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to sign young prospects for the future. And the only thing I know about him is he's a wonderkid and a football manager. So,
well, he's Larby's first signing, really, isn't he? So I think when we had Guillaume Balaguer on, Larby's more a younger kind of player. So time will tell, I suppose. He's more of a frame of a Rodgers as well, which for a Brazilian winger you really expect, but maybe he can channel like in a Ronaldo or something like that.
I think I'll say a little bit about him. I think I've read up on him because obviously the stats is quite concerning with the games played to goals. But I just listened. I looked at into a bit of the Gremio, the way they play, and just stuff like this, and they play the manager for Alisson's time there is very defensive minded, and he's also basically a lot of his work is defensive, which is good because obviously, for example, we look at Gasson. It's Slayton for everything, but his defensive work rate is probably the best up there with the wings we've got. If you include McGinn in that as well, them two are probably the top 2. Gasson defensively, he helps out Cash so much, hence why Cash has been doing so well this season because he wasn't getting doubled up with Gasson. If you have Alysson there, his defensive work rate is very, very good, especially for a kid. So that for me is my biggest thing I'm looking for when he comes here, because this is obviously just what they're saying about him. His defensive work rate's top. Hence, obviously, his goals isn't the greatest. He has 1 goal, but again, he's basically playing as a secondary bloody wing back. So he's having to do a lot of shuttle doggies up and down. Obviously, his frame as well, similar build to Rodgers. From what I hear, he has a bit of pace about him, but he's like Rodgers, he has that strength about him as well, where he's again quite slim, but because of his height, he can roll players quite easy and get it on the run. So it's interesting the way. I don't know the way I kind of when I was watching clips of him, because that's all we can kind of go off. He reminds me a bit of a Savinho from a cross between Savinho and Rodgers, with his stature and the way he plays. Savinho from Man City. That's just the way I would kind of say it. But with Emery's coaching, he can make anyone. He can make anyone great. It's just about giving him time. You know, if he's in the matchday squad and he comes on for 5 minutes and he loses the ball 5 times every minute, it's just like, you know, just give the guy some time. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't know the language. He doesn't know anything. It's probably the first time he's ever been outside of Brazil. Like, it's going to take him time to grow. Give him this whole rest of the season. Give him the preseason. See what he's about to start next season. And then with Emery's coaching, Emery makes every single player better. So
I don't disagree with anything you just said. I think time will tell, and we'll see where we're at with him. Maybe minutes or one for next season or season after, or might be another one we bring in and sell for a profit.
you never know.
Time will tell. Right, we doing a quiz as for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've got one if you want it, mate.
Yeah,
We doing predictions first or first?
Oh, yeah, go on, give me a score.
2-0, Watkins, Sancho.
Jay.
I'll go for 3-1. I'll go for Watkins, Brace, and Marlon. Quick one, Azzy. Do you think Sancho will start then against Forest?
Yeah, I
you
do.
do. All right.
I'm going to go for 2-0 as well. Okay, right. Last, just little 5-minute quiz again, like normal.
All right. I'm currently 16-14 to Scott. So this one, just hope you know your football league. So from the Premier League to the National League, there's 15 clubs that start with S. I will give you 10 guesses each. Well, you only need so many guesses each. Obviously, it says 15, but Scott, I'm holding up 1 or 2 on my hand. What one is it?
You got a pen anyway?
One.
Huh?
1.
It's 2. So Jamie gets to go first.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a pen. Oh, here we are. Cheers. Right, wait there.
For contrast, there's 1 in the Premier League, 5 in the Championship, 2 in League One, 3 in League Two, and 4 in the National League.
Sorry, so we're doing clubs that start with the letter S.
Yeah, Premier League to National League.
And these, so just as a thingy, is this the actual official name? So Spurs don't count, obviously. Is it
Spurs
just...
doesn't. Is that your guess?
No, ain't my guess. What? How many in each league? Sorry.
1 in the Premier League, 5 in the Championship, 2 League One, 3 League Two, and 4 in the National League.
Okay, I'll go for Southampton.
Right, correct. Scott?
Sheffield United.
Yeah, correct. Jay?
Wednesday.
Yeah. Scott?
Scunthorpe.
Scunthorpe. Yeah, they're National League.
Sunderland.
Yeah, they're the only one in the Premier League.
God, my mind has gone blank, by the way.
Swindon.
Swindon, yeah, they're in League Two.
God, my
Should
mind's
be
gone blank.
quick fire, please, Jamie. Quick fire.
Yeah. I really, I ain't got a clue, to be fair. My mind's gone blank. I'm taking too long, so just go to Scotty.
Scott?
Swansea.
Swansea, yeah.
My mind's gone blank. I can't think.
So there's 1 left in the Championship, 2 League One, 2 League Two, and 3 from the National League still to be named.
Is that National Prem?
Yep.
Southend.
Yep, Southend are in the National League. Well done.
Uh,
Scott? We'll say Scott?
Stoke.
Stoke, yeah. That's all the Championship clubs named now. So just League One, League Two, and National League left.
My mind is it's gone. Now I'll have to pass again.
Oh, Scott.
Salford.
Salford, yep, League Two. 6-4 to Scott currently. 2 League One, 1 League Two, 2 National League left. Jamie's having the mare.
My mind's gone absolutely blank, to be fair.
Know your football league, mate. Know your football league.
Quick fire.
It's because I'm under pressure. I bottled it, I think.
You got a name for me? Or am I going back to Scott?
Go back to Scott.
Scott?
Stevenage.
Correct. From League One. Jamie, back to you.
It's just, it's good. I think it's going to keep bouncing back to Scott. I think. What one did Scott just say?
Stevenage.
I've got one more written down, and I can't think of any more. I can actually.
I can't think of it. Honestly, I can't. So we've done Prem, we've done Championship, League One. How many? League Two, how many?
One left in League One. One League One. One in League Two. Two in the National League.
Two in the National League. So National League.
4 left in total.
Scott's got 2.
One's definitely right. I don't know about the
other. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to throw it back to Scott because I'm taking.
Oh, Jamie's having a mess, Scott.
Stockport.
Stockport, yep, they're the other team left in League One.
Fuck my life.
The other one, I've got one more written.
Jay, can you name any more, or do you want me to pass it all to Scott?
Yeah, you may as well just do that because I can't think of any.
Go on, Scott. 3 left.
Scarborough. That's right.
Scarborough's incorrect.
I've got nothing else.
All right, so we finish it there. Scott earns 8 points. Jamie earns 4 points, taking it to 24-18 to Scott overall. The clubs that you missed at League Two, Shrewsbury.
Yes.
In the National League, Solihull Moors.
Yeah.
And Sutton United.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have.
You should have got Solihull.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a mare there. I literally passed Scott by more than what I fucking answered.
No Football League, mate, yeah?
I just wrote them down quick that come to mind. Anyway,
I just know my Brazilian Wonder Kids instead.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back on the Forest game before the Palace game. Sorry for the coughing fits at the beginning because I was struggling. And yeah, Happy New Year all. Hit the like button. All right, follow us on TikTok and up the Villa.
Happy New Year, all. Up the Villa.
Happy New Year, up the Villa.